I'm Kim.
We're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff.
Oh, so much stuff.
So much stuff. We're in April now, April 10, and it's supposed to snow here. It was snowing in the mountains on Mom's way home today, so might as well have been back into February. And it's cold. We have a fire going in our wood stove again, upstairs at least.
Yeah, both passes were closed yesterday, and that's when baby Junie's parents were trying to get to us, and they were in the car. What they say, 15 hours between Bozeman.
14, but yeah.
14. They started out in Bozeman yesterday morning and got home to Seattle around 11:30 at night. So it was a long day for them.
Stick around to the end of the video for a special segment with my brother and Cassidy and the baby. I'm going to put it in.
The baby.
And the baby.
Goofies. But anyway, so we were over at Sarah's celebrating a birthday party. And then we thought we need to get the heck home because we weren't sure. They kept saying it was going to snow off and on all day.
Mm-hmm.
If the passes were going to close again. You just never know. And they close because people do spin outs because people don't know how to drive in the snow here.
Yeah. And it's actually past the deadline for your snow tires to get off. So people we're going to have to be getting over the pass without their usual traction.
Yeah, we don't usually get snow like that.
Yeah.
It really piled up fast last night. So,
yeah, it was weird.
And we get a really wet, slushy, yucky snow that's really hard to drive in. If it was compacted, it's one thing. When it's slushy, you hydroplane around. And so anyway, we got home fairly early, and it was, even though it looked nasty, the road was pretty good. So I'll send Sarah a video of the beautiful. It was beautiful. I have to say, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
but
it is pretty up on Snoqualmie Pass, which is the Cascade Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on the West Coast, that's
what
we're talking about. Super pretty, but it's not very fun to drive in.
No.
We had a big birthday party for my husband this weekend because he's turning 40, and we probably had about 40 people. I didn't actually end up counting, doing the whole math, but we had about 45 of us, including our family, on the RSVP list, and I think everybody came. So I had a bunch of people in my house last night, and we did a big taco dinner, and
it was yummy.
It was fun, and we're all a little tired this afternoon. It was a lot of work, but really worth it.
Parties are a lot of work.
Yeah,
it was a big one.
Yeah,
it was a big birthday. I told him, welcome to the last half of his life.
He's kind of feeling the 40.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Not like mentally not really happy about it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, he's been having a lot of shoulder pain and stuff that kind of sudden onset. So like having that paired with like turning 40 is kind of like, what's wrong with me? Am I falling apart all the way right now?
One of my favorite.
Pray for his shoulder and neck. It has been really bad. He's been in a lot of pain actually. And his doctor didn't call him back. So I'm not sure.
Your new doctor?
Yeah. So I don't know if he was just out for a day or what, but anyways. So
I'm sorry if you can pick up Junie crying. I think they're trying to get Junie down for a nap. I watched back a few of our older episodes looking for some information from back in December and November of last year. And I thought, oh my gosh, I could totally hear Junie crying in the background, even though the door's shut. Yeah.
I never really hear it.
No, but it pinged it up
on my end, but maybe in the video, and I never noticed.
They're trying to get her sleep schedule's all off. Plus, there's a 2-hour time difference for them now, and it'll be fun for another day or so. But my favorite meme is, I used to worry about hurting my back when I roller skated or skateboarded or blah 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 blah. And now that I'm this age, sneezing, turning over in bed. Cracks my back out, and that's when you start feeling old. When reaching for something gives you a Charlie horse in your rib cage.
We're headed there quick. It feels like. Yes. So it was a fun week. We had our spring break this week too, so the house got nice and clean and got several kind of projects done, but not as many as I wanted because the weather was bad, so I didn't get all my outdoor projects.
No.
We'll get there.
I gotta get my ferns trimmed back. I'm past my deadline of March 15th.
Oh no.
Month.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I got some stitching done. I didn't do very much knitting. You stitched some.
I knit yesterday and
Good work.
today for the first time in a while.
Mhm.
I didn't bring any cross stitch over to Sarah's because I knew I was gonna have it just wasn't gonna work out.
Mhm.
It's busy and
Yeah.
excuse me, and my light. I have to have good lighting, and I just brought my knitting, which was fine. That was very therapeutic to knit in the car.
Yep. We've just had a busy week, but a good week.
Yeah.
Overall.
Oh, my big news is the laundry room project. In case you're playing along at home. The rolling shelves got put in, the flooring got down after much drama and pivoting and trying to make that project work, because in an older home with a slopey floor in an old part of the house, it was not exactly how my husband wanted it to go, but it was good enough to leave it for now, get the rolling racks out of my living room. Now my living room is full of all of Cassidy and Andrew's belongings in crates and cardboard boxes that they're taking home with them, that have come down from the attic, that have come out of the trailer, because anyway, I just thought it's not my mess this time, so I don't care. But
Yeah.
I got the rolling racks all but one reorganized and tried to figure out where to put everything, so it feels good. And then the flooring is a snap and click kind of laminate flooring. There's just like a little bit of space kind of down one half of one section. And I think my son just needs to come over and kind of help put his weight on it while they jimmy it in place. And they think it'll be fixed. And I said, it's a laundry room. I'm really not going to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
So that project is done. So once the trailer people leave next Monday, I'm going to start working on some packing of the household goods and purging some more. So yeah, that's
Been
feels
really
good.
I don't know how much I told you about my crazy week with the appliances that kept having trouble. So
more than one?
Well, my dryer went out on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
It was Sunday actually, because Jesse looked at it and kind of problem solved what he thought it probably was, but then he had to go to Portland on Monday for school. So I went all of Monday without a dryer. And we do laundry every day because we have 5 people and outside play, everything gets dirty. So Monday he was gone, so I didn't have a dryer. Tuesday, I think when he got home from work, he was able to diagnose the problem. But didn't have time to really shop for the part. Right. It was a fuse. We found out that one of the fuses went out. So I still didn't have a dryer on Friday, on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, he had a crazy day at work. So there was no time to do that. Now we're getting close to the party and hosting. And on Monday and Tuesday, my neighbor, your light. Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
My neighbor was out of town and she let me use her dryer, which was so kind. So I had to lug my laundry down the quarter-mile driveway to her house, lug it in, and but I got my laundry dried, and there were 4 loads. So bless her heart, she let me do that.
That was nice of her.
Got to Thursday, still didn't have a dryer. Got to Friday, still didn't have a dryer. Friday, I'm cleaning like crazy. We have family coming in town from both Jesse's side and you guys, and I'm trying to get the house clean, the sheets washed, and I realized I have only one pair of I have a pair of sheets on our bed and one pair on the guest bed. All the other fitted sheets have just gotten a hole, and I buy them pretty regularly, but so I have to wash the sheets, and it's a windstorm. So the wind is at this point, I'm but I'm hanging these clothes on the line. I'm hanging this on the line. I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to suffer through. And because of the wind, it'll dry really fast, right? So
sheets.
I'm having to hang on the sheet to clip it because it's just blowing 40 miles an hour out from under my hand. I think I might have been on the phone with you, and a towel whipped me in the eye, the corner of this, how it's hemmed. Yes. And I was oh, I thought it was a rock. It was going so fast.
Ow.
So finally got all the sheets washed on the bed. And my Friday, so Jesse's at work. Also, we have no money. It just, we don't get the child tax credit that we were kind of really was useful last year. And I've got some dental work I'm paying off, all these things. It's just like super tight. There's like no money. So I'm like, okay, I've got this party and no money and we're going to figure it out. And while he's at work, I can't get the dishwasher to start. On Friday, after I'd done all this food prep and I'm about to have like like 50 people over in my house the next day. What am I supposed to do? And I kind of tried to figure it out without getting in touch with him because I was like, I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him that the dishwasher's out. I don't want to tell him. So I tried resetting it. I tried unplugging it for like 10 minutes and plugged it back in, and it would just flash like it had started a cycle. And I'm like trying to make sure it's latching. I've tried and tried and tried.
Oh gosh.
Finally, I'm on the phone with him. He's like, I have a feeling it's a latch issue. Because we've had this issue before, and he somehow magically is able to do it.
Yeah.
So I finally like shove it in and like hold it, and it starts like, so it is a latch issue. So that night, I have these tractor seat bar stools that are really heavy. So I just like propped that door shut tight with that. And it's been fine, actually. It's not even having a latch problem anymore. But I was like, I can't lose my dryer and no money and my dishwasher and host a party.
No.
It was a lot.
That dishwasher has always been weird to me with its latch.
Yeah.
I always feel like
he needs to screw it in better. It's not he did screw it in really well, and then it was fine. Then when he redid my counters a few months ago, I don't know if he screwed it back in.
Oh.
No, I think he needs to screw it back in, and that's why it's having.
Yeah. I think that might be it.
I think so too.
I tell you guys, life is just so dang lifey.
It's so dang lifey.
So dang lifey sometimes.
It's hard to be 40 and feel like, why do we have no money?
Well, you know, it's because you're raising children. Children suck all the money out of your life.
And we're not even, and the rising prices of everything. Like my grocery budget has gone up significantly. Oh yeah, food prices are way up. I don't know if you.
I haven't really.
They are way up.
Yeah.
It's
hard for me to know because I'm buying less than I used to buy.
Yeah,
so
that's really true.
To me, it's kind of
worked out.
Yeah, because I think have started to adjust my buying for just 2 people.
Yeah.
So yes, prices have gone up.
It for teenagers. So
yeah, you're adjusting.
Mine's going up. Plus, food is definitely more expensive.
Yeah. Just
Anyway, so that's where we're at. Are you getting couch questions? Yes,
and then my husband is trying to Google Duo me again.
He knows we're recording. What's he doing? So they're buying a couch because Andrew and Cassidy are taking their couch. So he went down and he's going to go buy a couch.
Yes.
Without Mom.
No.
This process is cracking me up.
Okay, so this couch drama. We are trying to buy a couch because our couch that we've been using is baby Junie's mommy's and daddy's. They're taking it with them next week. Mm-hmm. But, after having bought a refrigerator and a dishwasher during the last 2 years of joy, mm-hmm. you would have thought that we would have realized that buying furniture further is a joy. So we wanted to get a leather couch, and my husband does lots of research because that's his thing. And we went down last weekend to 2 different stores. One had one that we kind of liked, but it wasn't all leather. It was like leather and then like fake leather on the sides and the back. But anything that touched you was leather. That was fine. We went over to a Macy's store and we saw 3 that were possibilities. One, I think, was in stock. One that we really liked was out of stock, but maybe could be here by July. And then one we liked, I believe it was in stock, but it was brown and not gray. We wanted gray, but I was willing to go with brown. And so then today he was going to go down and actually buy one of those couches. So we're sitting here getting ready to floss to
any of the 3 that you like. Yeah. Any of the 3.
Any of the 3. So he calls me while we're recording because he's at a different store across the street. It's the sales store for Macy's that we'd never gone into because it was closed the night we were going out and about. And of course, he found something that he likes. And this is the problem. My husband and I he's taller than I am, but we have the same length of legs almost, and we have short legs. So a lot of couches are up so high that our legs don't touch. And that's not real comfortable when you're sitting on a couch and your legs are dangling. Even though they're recliners, we wanted our feet to touch. So, and then the seats are so far back that I have to have a lumbar pillow to keep me upright. So our choices have been limited because of those. They just, leather couches tend to be deep. And so he found one that he really liked, and it was on sale at the sales store. No warranty, but oh well. I said, okay, he sends me, we're FaceTiming, and it looks okay. But I said, I can't remember what the one I liked at the other store actually looked like. I don't remember. So he went over there to take a picture and to call me. And he said, the prices in a week have gone up like $300 to $400 on two of the two that we really liked. I think one was $300 more, one was $400 more in a week. And now
they were on sale before.
Yeah, but it wasn't that big of a sale. I mean, and it's not like, yeah, who knows? But now the one that we really liked that was going to maybe come in by July, they're saying we really can't guarantee it's going to be in by July. And we won't lock you into that. If it gets to be July and it's not here and you find something else you like, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend a year looking for a flipping couch.
Yeah.
And so I told them, go get the one on sale. It's in stock, it's there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do, because I'm tired of playing this game. And, you know, we went over to Lazy Boy, which I knew we would never buy anything there because you're just paying for the name, but we wanted to go look. So you walk into a Lazy Boy store and they've got all these different styles, right? And you can special order them. Like if you see it in fabric, you can order it in leather. If it's got a manual recliner, but you want to motorize, you can special order, like buying a car. Okay, so she told us, if you find one you like here, I can look online and see what's on its way here. But a lot of things that you might want to upgrade or change, we probably are looking at 12 to 14 months before it'll be here.
Holy smokes.
I'm like, thank you, bye.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not buying a couch I'm not going to get for 14 months. It was like your sister-in-law and brother buying a new car.
Yeah,
They bought it.
Like, what are you doing?
They bought it in, when did they buy it? 5 months. It was like 5 months. It came in early, but I mean, I understand a car kind of, but furniture, come on.
Yeah.
It's just, anyway, that's my gripe. So we're getting new furniture though.
Yay.
And we settled on one. But my pet peeve was, he didn't tell me he was going to go to the sales store. And he does this to me all the time, and I should have known. So anyway,
okay. Find an even better deal.
You've had a good deal. I'm going to give him kudos for that.
Yes, he did.
So back to the stitching part of our life.
Yeah, show us what you stitched.
Well, did you want to do our featured friend?
Oh yeah, we should do featured friends. And the girls are nowhere around, so I don't really know. If they pop in, I'll have Millie.
Yeah, we'll pop them in. But
we do have a feature. You know, we didn't even introduce ourselves. We always do that.
Well, we told them our name.
We did. Well, anyway, let's just pretend we did. So we do have a featured friend. So if you're new watching us, we love to feature other people's work when they are willing to share their beautiful things with us. And so if you are interested in sharing something you've either finished or something you're working on, pretty much everybody is sends finishes, but we don't care. If you have a Flosstube, we'd still love to show it. We just like to share. So this week we have a featured friend. Our featured friend is Giselle from Brazil. So I'm going to put her pictures right here. she wrote us an email along with it, and she said, "Hi, Sarah, my name is Giselle, and I'm from Brasilia, Brazil. Here we stitch on some things that are not normal to all stitchers in the world, and I thought that would be interesting for you to show." You were right. We
Yes.
stitch a lot of baby towels, tea towels, towels for the tables, and so on. I did some of everything, and we sell it. I don't sell it anymore because I found all the beautiful designers all over the world, and now I have 30 whips.
I love that.
Me too. Maybe someday I'll send to you the other projects that I have. It's a lot, and I would love that.
We would love that, Giselle.
Thank you for this, and thank you for the videos. Love to see you, Kim, and the girls. So I just thought these were so fun and bright colored and cute. And yeah, they are really a kind of a different style than, and to stitch on a lot of towels. And we were just talking about towels and
I think of Brazil as such a big, colorful country anyway. So that reminds me of that style. Oh, I can still hear that baby crying.
Oh, so cute.
They are cute, and it is fun to see what because I think we get so insulated in where we live, right, and what we're stitching. It's like Anastasia Meng that talks about the Chinese cross stitchers and how they think these little projects that we do are, why would you do that? Because they do these decades long tapestries as their cross stitch, and even looking at the Russian designers and Ukrainian designers, especially like the Ukrainian ones, like Stitchy Princess, she's more of the traditional folk style, but the Russian designers have a very distinct style and so much backstitching. We've talked about this before, so much backstitching. The Ukrainian ones that I've seen, some are, some aren't, but almost all the Russian ones I see have a lot of backstitching. And so it's very interesting to see the different ideas of revolving around our cross stitching. So
I know it's really cool that this one craft is so unique to different, I don't know, regions and styles and tastes and colors and backgrounds. And
one of those things that you shared that she sent us is definitely the little sunbonnet Sues.
Yeah, that
known to us. I don't know what they call them in Brazil.
Yeah,
I think it's the first one that you showed.
That one.
Yeah, those remind me of the little sunbonnet Sues.
I know, that's really cute.
Yeah, and I have stitched on bibs, and I stitched on
like we were talking about last week.
Towels. I used to have some kitchen towels that had a band. They weren't huge projects, but they would have a little cross-stitch band on them that were florals or whatever.
Yeah. These.
Well, look at how Heather Miller's really stood up. Her towels. She stitched on towels.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I was just looking because one of her pictures has a little tag on it. And I was trying to read the name of what must be her little business, Bordados and Crochets, maybe. I'm having a hard time reading, and then it's Gigi Alloy, but so cute. And the towels that she's done, I always think of the towels that we had that just have like a narrow banner, but these are this has room for like a big
picture.
Picture. But if you're thinking about it like a baby gift, like a baby towel or something, then it would be fun. That would be such a keepsake.
Yeah.
To pass down, kind of like a baby blanket. We think about baby blankets being keepsakes. So thank you, Giselle, for sending those in, and we would love to see your other projects.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Sure. Send us all the projects.
Yes, send us all the projects. So what were your whips this week?
My whips, I didn't have a finish. I don't have a fully finish. I don't have a previous finish because just a few short hours ago, I was standing right behind Sarah in that room trying to get dressed.
This bed.
And brush my hair in that very mirror you see behind her. So my day, and then I got home and baby Junie was here and I had to love and kiss on her. So life just feels a little scattered today, but I did do a little stitching. I didn't really spin my wheel.
Oh,
I don't think I did. I think I was going to, but I didn't stick to it because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what I really need to do is have a second wheel. One wheel for all the projects that I want to keep in rotation right now, and one wheel for my magazine monthly, and just work a little bit on magazine monthly each evening, and maybe give myself a time to spend on something else. But anyway,
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
did talk about how I started, or had I started already things of spring? I think I just had a little tiny bit of the umbrella done.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I did work on things of spring a little bit, which if you're unfamiliar is Alicia Paulson, and it's this, sorry, I'm losing stuff. This adorable little motif style pattern. And I got the umbrella done.
Yay.
And the little raindrops, which are not, they're like a 926 blue, but they're not turning out, they look more gray.
Gray.
So I got that done. That wasn't a huge amount, but it was, you know, it was an evening of stitching. I find that sometimes I used to start stitching right after I finished eating dinner. And I've started like kind of zoning out. Sorry. Come on.
Okay. There you go. Oh,
Focus. There we go. I started kind of zoning for the first little bit after we eat. And so I haven't been stitching as long in the evenings.
oh.
I also did very minimally start my 4 Seasons Barbara Anna piece for the summer.
Oh yeah.
It's this adorable little strawberry girl.
With the lighthouse and the, oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
In her dress. Oh, my camera's already wigging out here.
No, that's fine.
Where did it go? I rolled it up. It's very minimal. I don't even know why I'm showing it to you. Just to say I did it. Oh, that was really good. I pulled my. Oh, wow. I really didn't do much. Okay, you ready for this? I had to, so I made working copies because this pattern came on this huge roll. It's 2 pieces, 2 girls on each piece. So I made working copies that are kind of large, which is great because I can see the pattern really well, but it didn't give me my markings for where to start the second one. So I had to get this big thing out one night and kind of count over and
Figure out.
put a couple stitches in before I lost my mind. And I think I started it the night that I did the little umbrella. So I think I was just kind of tired.
Yeah.
And again, it was kind of a busy week at work, and every week's a busy week. We're definitely climbing out of the pandemic here, is what I think is happening.
Yeah.
So we've kind of been lulled into this workload that is not true. Sorry, I've got a mess going down here. And then I worked on my focal piece, which is for my magazine monthly. The theme was literature, and I really had wanted to start this Barbara Ann piece. And so I went and found a piece of poetry, which I should look up and put it on my chart, my magazine monthly plans. Because the name of the pattern is Sea Dandelion by Barbara Anna. And I've been wanting to start it, and I had it all kitted up from last year. I never started it. So it's this pattern, Sea Dandelion. And I started her.
Oh,
She's very tiny.
she is little.
Yeah.
Oh, she's tiny.
So that was, you know, a little longer than, I mean, it never looks like very much, but it always seems to have taken me a long time to do. Probably because I'm watching TV, so I'm looking up a lot. So I did that. Ooh. This did not get put back in the right pouch. And then I worked on my Bees and Blooms from Doreen Jones. A little bit. I actually had to rip some out and start over part of it. So last week I hadn't filled in the purple, and I had done some of the pink. I had to rip the pink off. Because I was down 1 row. So this looked cattywampus. I thought that doesn't look right. So I finished all, and I filled in all that little those little motifs.
Cute.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm really cute.
It's really cute. I do like it. You guys, I'm dropping everything here. And I'm losing focus.
You're frazzled.
I'm a hot mess. Hot mess express. Okay, for crying out loud, get in there. I just don't want to lose anything. And then the last thing I really worked on was my hour year, which was on my magazine monthly also. It doesn't look like a lot, but again, when you're watching TV and you're doing a border, it takes you a while because you have to be careful. So I basically bordered out my April block and did that cloud.
Did you get the March one bordered?
I didn't do the outer border.
Oh, you still didn't. I just wondered if you did that or if you
I
just
didn't. I
started.
thought about it. So I need to continue the words and down. And I will do that this month. I hope to anyway, to keep my borders going. So I'm not left with this big border at the end.
Right.
So this motif is basically going to have this little cloud and there's an umbrella and there's some little boots. I think a little flower. So for April showers. And I think that is all. I didn't start my This Is the Day yet. I didn't start my Whip Go pieces. I'm a little behind.
You've got lots of time. It's only the 10th.
I know. And I did make progress on magazine monthly, so that's good.
Yeah, you did. I did too. So I did do spinning, and then I realized I had put on my spinner thing something that I didn't even put on my magazine monthly, but I do really want to keep going with my Victoria sampler SAL, the souvenir SAL that's going right now, because I don't want to.
It ends this month, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I really would need to go print them all out so that I can keep going. But I did this pretty, technically like a black work, but I did it in blue.
Pretty.
And I just was starting the honeycomb pulled stitch, which is something new that I've never done before. And they have you, they recommend doing like satin flower, silk ribbon flowers. But I've never done that, and I don't have any silk ribbon. I don't know. I might not.
I've done a little bit of that a long time ago. I wasn't a big fan of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Or some people have opted to do lazy daisies there, or I might just, I don't know. I might do something entirely different. But I do like that. And I didn't finish this installment because I think I'm going to put a bead in each little diamond there in the middle. But I haven't picked out what bead.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I think that would be kind of cute to do another set of beads partway down. So I worked on that today, really. Away so I don't lose it.
I need to print those all out so I don't miss out on that, because I do hope to do it someday. It's just
yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it because it is kind of pushing me out of my.
Yeah,
I've never done a band sampler, and I haven't done any of these stitches hardly.
Yeah, I really do want to do the one that she did last year, but again, because there's no colors given, I
really want to do that too.
I'm
that.
toying.
But this one is nice too.
Yeah, I've seen several calendar type pieces since I chose this year's now that I've kind of favorited, that I'm like, oh, what am I going to do next year?
I know there's some really cute ones. I worked some more on you'll never know what I did because it looks the same, but I did go back and find pictures of it when we first were starting to Flosstube, and I really did. We have like the trees and then a little skeleton of the house done.
Yeah, I don't think you had hardly any of the house done. Yeah, you started, did you?
Yeah, a little bit, like maybe the pink of the roof or something, but I have definitely done more on it.
Oh yeah,
I do find this just very relaxing to work on because I just do. Yeah, really enjoy working on it. It's kind of nostalgic for me because that's the kind of piece I used to only stitch. I used to only stitch these big kind of full coverage or almost full coverage. I have several I have never even framed that I really need to go back and do.
Yeah.
My focus, actually, no, I'll do this one next. I finished all the stitching other than the beads for my Rosewood Manor Cranberry and Pine stocking for Jessie. I did all the stitching and I just need to go. The beads are kind of hard to find. And like I said, we didn't have any money this week. So
they're hard. What do you mean they're hard to find? What kind of beads?
Stitch was out of their Mill Hill, that specific color. A couple stores are out of them, but I did find a store that had some. So I'm hoping I can just order some.
Well, if you can't, I can check Threadneedle if I get out there in another week.
Oh
or
yeah,
two.
that's true. I mean, they're only like $1.50 a pack.
Yeah, she's
Like,
got tons of
because
beads
I
in
just
there.
didn't have any extra dollars.
So wait, you got all the trees done?
All the trees are done.
Ta-da!
Other than
I
the
do want to
food,
stitch that. I do want to stitch it.
I know. I think it turned out so cute.
I tell you, there's something about it that makes me feel nostalgic. I don't know what it is about that piece.
That is funny. Yeah, I don't know either what if it's just
It
the
just kind of tugs at my heart.
retro-y. It is kind of retro. The color isn't coming.
It is, and it's kind of that, yeah. I think, growing up in the 60s and 70s too, people had all kinds of weird looking Christmas trees. Like they had tinsely ones and I just think, I don't know if that's it or what it is.
That backstitch tree is the one I did this week. And then a couple of these smaller trees. And then I realized I was missing a tree right on the toe. So I did this one, I think. And there will be a bead in the middle. So
I think what I might do is
That's
stitch
a lot
it
of
in. I might hire somebody to finish it for me.
yeah. Anybody wants to volunteer to sew a stocking for me, let me know. I hate sewing stockings.
I think I won't. I think mine will just be for show only, and I won't put a lining in it.
The lining isn't too hard. It's like if I want the shape to come out really nice, it's really hard. I don't know why. It's not that bad. I don't know why I complain about it. I've done it 3 times now. I'm sure I can do it.
And they look great. The ones you've done look fine.
Yeah, they do. They look great. I just don't enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm.
My main focus piece, technically this month, was for the literature theme. It's not a magazine piece. You know me. I don't have a lot of magazines. I
don't play by the rules.
I don't play by the rules. I'm a cheater. But this is definitely a literature theme. I love this. It's so cute. My Aunt Nancy sent this. So thank you, Aunt Nancy. I've been working on it.
I think Carolyn Zook is cheating too. She's the leader of the group.
I know. I was like, that's not a magazine piece. So I'm fine.
Called you out, Carolyn.
Carolyn. So I'm just working on I got some letters done here.
And I saw it in person last night. And this picture does not do this justice. It's a little better when you pull it back.
In person. I know the color is, I'm having a hard time because I'm by the window, but
yeah, but the colors aren't coming out as good as it is in person. And the gold Krennic doesn't show as good as it does in
like angle.
But I mean, to me, when I look at that, it looks like you just used like a DMC yellowish gold.
Oh yeah, it's actually metallic gold.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sparkle that it does in real life.
Yeah. I think I chose to do those metallic. I can't remember. Oh no, I think it calls for it to be metallic.
Called for it, I think.
It calls for it to be metallic, and I did my own metallic. It's one of the let me see what it is. It's one of the ones I could find easily at Hobby Lobby. It's DMC Diamant, Diamant.
Is it one strand?
It is one strand, which is nice for.
Does it fray? So it doesn't fray.
It does fray. See,
how do you get that in your needle?
So it's not one strand, I guess. Technically, it's 3.
How do you get that in your needle? I hate those.
It's kind of tricky. I like twist it all up and then got it in. It wasn't too bad because it's really stiff. So if you can get them to sort of stay together and you can thread them in at the same time. And I worked on, let me see, where did it go? I put in more stitches on my hay. So let me pull up. Somebody asked this week what it was that I was using. And it's Knit Companion. It's the app that I'm using. It's probably very similar to
Pattern Keeper. And just because it says Knit Companion doesn't mean it's just for knit, obviously. I knew about that program when we were all knitting.
So I just put this PDF in it. I don't remember how I did that. And this is the one I'm doing. Let me see, maybe if I, it's Annie Stagg, and it's called Tiny Traveler. And I don't even have a print picture of it, and it doesn't want to focus right. But anyway, so that's going to be my lifelong project here. I really don't know how long it's going to take me, because when I look at this and I realize that I probably put in 100 stitches and an hour of work, and that's what I have now for 2 hours of work. Like, what the heck am I doing? I just started in the top left corner and I'm going on down. I'm not even sure what that yellow is, to be honest. I think it's a leaf. Oh yeah, it's a leaf.
That's the weird thing about those is you stitch and you don't even really know what it is you're stitching.
Yeah, it's that yellow leaf at the top
At
corner.
the very tippy top.
That's what I'm working on, the yellow leaf. But as I'm kind of getting the hang of it and using the pattern keeper, really has, or not the pattern keeper, the knit companion, it's not too bad. It's not too hard.
Isn't it? Well, that's good.
No, I feel like, I mean, it's a lot of stitching,
It's
but
just going to be a lot of stitching.
my favorite thing I worked on this week that didn't even get on my magazine monthly because I didn't know if the fabric would be here in time is that I started Spring of Hawk Run Hollow. And I love it. Have you seen my progress on it?
No, you showed just the, well, yeah,
I had done the top,
yeah,
part of the top round border.
Archy, wait, yeah, arch.
Hang on, let me take my needle out. So it's kind of in the way. That thread is kind of in the way too, but.
Well, look at that. Yeah, you had just finished the framework.
Yeah, I did that frame, the border around the top, and that's the nest and the twig up the top.
Oh, wow.
So I love it. This is really nice fabric to work on. I like seeing how the colors are popping on it. And
I feel like Carolyn did not enjoy that nest.
I remember her saying that too. I remember her kind of working.
That nest gave her some fits, I think.
Something about this top border she didn't.
Well, she's changing. Well, hold the pattern up again.
Yeah, what did she change on it? I can't remember now. Hawk Run Hollow?
I think she's putting her name. She's going to change what's in that box.
I thought about changing it too to say like the Dempsons, or I might change it to say the Dempsons. I think that might fit there nicely.
Yeah, but I do remember her saying something about that nest gave her some fits.
That's funny. So far, I have not had a hard time with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of going along, and
right.
It is a lot of like counting. Once I got the yellow in, the counting for that greenish, they call it Hellenic gold. It's like 783 or something. That greenish has been easy once I got the yellow in.
Yeah.
I was very careful on my counting for the yellow. Look at this, how big this piece of fabric is though. Did I show this last week? Did I show how big it was?
No, because I don't think you had it yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
No, it was in Yakima. You were hoping to get it the next day.
Oh, I just got it.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I had one of the girls show you.
Okay. Yeah, I think you showed me when we were FaceTiming the other day.
So yeah, my fabric came. Oh yeah, so this is the fabric. It's not really coming through true to color here. I don't think.
It's kind of a lavender.
I would call it almost a lilac, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what came from Lithuania.
Yeah, there's my. It's so big. I can't even like show how big it is.
That's big.
It's like 30 something inch, 36
What
inches.
count are you doing it on? 32 count?
I'm doing it on 32 count. So it's just going to be gigantic. But
2 over 2?
Yes, 2 over 2. Yeah, 2 over 2. That's an easy count for me to stitch.
Yeah.
And I kind of love the idea of having this gigantic spring piece to put up maybe in my entry. I don't know, just somewhere that really states something beautiful. I think that's everything I worked on. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Wow, but that one was hard. That one I would often do my magazine monthly piece that was spun, and then I would put it away and pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I figure you don't have to work on just one thing a day.
No. Sometimes I
double check and make sure I did show everything. Things of spring, sea dandelion, 4 seasons. Yeah, that's all I had to. Yeah, on my stitching time, actually, I made notes on Thursday. I was working on bees and blooms for 1 hour, and then I wrote. Then I had to go work on the shelves because that was the night Dad put all the shelving units back into the mud room or into the laundry room. And because we were going to be gone all day Saturday and baby was arriving on Sunday, I only had Thursday night and Friday to get that room straightened up so we could, and I hadn't been able to do laundry all week. So I was doing laundry because my washer and dryer had been disconnected. So I didn't get a stitch that night. By the time I got done working, I was so warm and almost nauseous. I think I was just feeling so stressed about getting it all done. And
You did it.
I did. I didn't want to spend all day Friday doing it because I had errands,
That's the color.
Easter stuff to get taken. I needed to do some stuff for Easter, and
That's pretty close, I think.
yeah.
It's probably a little more purpley in person, but
How is lilac and lavender different in color?
I think lavender is a little bluer.
Oh,
Lilac is,
okay, then it's more lilac.
I think it's more lilac.
Yeah.
Well, here's some.
Well, I mean, lilacs come in so many different colors.
I know. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I just call that lilac, but
Yeah.
do you have any haul this week? I don't. Well, other than my fabric that finally came.
I just have a couple, and it was just mostly I bought from a couple of Ukrainians again. So on Friday, I had actually posted that so most days, I watch a tiny bit of news on TV. And then while I'm working, oftentimes there's several Russian YouTubers that I've started following that are very much appalled by what their country is doing, and kind of giving a snapshot into what life is like in Russia too. And they in no means, no way diminish what they know is happening in Ukraine. I mean, it's very important to them that people know that they know that what's happening there is 100 million times worse than what they're going through. But the Russian people are going through stuff. So I've been watching them a little bit, and Friday morning, I just couldn't really deal with it anymore. I just needed a break, which felt very privileged.
Tell me who those are, and I'll put them in the comments.
Okay, the first one that I've watched is a gentleman named Konstantin, and his YouTube is called Inside Russia. And he started, it's very interesting. I had actually found something I watched. I was watching another Russian YouTuber, her name was Minimalist Russian Girl. And I found her, and I talked about her on our Flosstube. She was just a mom that was trying to do the minimalist lifestyle. Really sweet little Christian family. It was her and her husband and their little toddler girl, Agatha. And I watched them, and because I watched her, Konstantin's popped up, I think one time, you know how YouTube does that. And I watched a couple of his, and he was just kind of doing the same thing, what life is like inside Russia, inside Moscow. And as I watched a lot of his previous videos, and then his more current ones, I got a very good feel for his life story. And he grew up in Russia. He grew up in the Soviet Union, USSR, and he very much remembers 1991 or whenever Russia was born. Mm-hmm. And he did come to America as a young college student, lived here for several years, did college, got married, had a couple of kids. And then he had a crossroads in his life where he was being offered like an amazing job here in America, but it was going to mean a major move from Maine to California or something like that. And at the very same time he was being offered this job that they didn't want to, it was a company he was working for, didn't want him to leave. So they were upping what they were going to offer him. At the same time, he got a call from a friend in Russia saying, hey, you know, it was during the late 90s, early 2000s when Russia was really booming with Western free market society and lots of business opportunities. And he got a call from a friend saying, we want you to come work for us. And he got somehow he's ended up in the industry of power plant designs. Like they design or build power plants and turbines and probably what we would call a substation maybe. And so they get contracts, and that's what he does. And he had to make a decision. Do I stay here and I stay here the rest of my life if I take these jobs? Or do I go home to Russia where my heart kind of is, where my mom and dad are? He's an only child. And he ended up going back to Russia. His wife came with him originally. I don't know what happened. She is now back in the States. He's remarried. And so I watched him because he was just doing like, he would walk around Moscow and just talk about, because Russia is a fascinating country and Moscow is a fascinating city. But he also has a home in the south of Russia too that he would. So anyway, he was just kind of interesting. He also was very adamant early on in the year that Russia was not going to invade Ukraine. There's no way we're going to do that. There is no, he would just almost belittle people who said it was coming because he just didn't believe it. And the day that it happened, he was devastated. He sat in front of his computer and did a live stream and just kind of stream of consciousness, and he was devastated. And he's really gone through some, please forgive us, I'm so embarrassed with my country. And well, a lot of those videos had to come down because then the new laws came in. But every day he does a live stream at like, it's midnight his time, maybe noon, 1 o'clock our time on the Pacific coast. And he actually left Russia and is in Uzbekistan right now because he's trying to find business opportunities for his company, because everything in Russia is shut down. They don't have any contracts because his industry relies on parts from a company called Siemens, I think it is. And I think it has to do with turbines and things like that. They can't get them now. And so all their contracts are on hold. And Uzbekistan is an interesting little country that was rebuilt in 1966, I believe, because they were devastated by the big city, Tashkent, was demolished by an earthquake. And it's still kind of it's an evolving third world country, I would say. Like the city seems kind of modern, but I think there's a lot of rural poverty out there. So he's actually there by himself in an apartment. His wife and kids are back in Moscow. So he tends to be, I think people would say he's being negative, but I think he's being realistic about what life is going to be like for them in Russia in the next decades. And so anyway, I just couldn't, so he's one of them. There's another one called Different Kind of Russia, it's called. And it's a couple that are maybe in their 50s. They still work and they live outside of Moscow. And she's been actually YouTubing for like 4 years. I think she's got a lot of videos up, and I've watched, and they just are, some of them are real short, but she, they have a dog that's been sick. So they take you along when they take their dog to the vet. His name is Sheffield. And I don't know, they're kind of a really calming, like they're very not political. Like they're saying, look, here's this grocery store. We still have food, but they're not really commenting. They comment a little bit about prices. I think the husband, his name is Alex. He's a little bummed about like Amazon no longer coming in. And I mean, I think, but they're not focusing so much on it. So that's another one. And they actually are kind of interesting. And then Victoria, minimalist Russian girl, they're in Uzbekistan right now too. They fled Moscow. She got pregnant right before, I think in December. And I don't think she wanted to be in Russia right now. And they're also a Christian couple, and they started a Christian company of Christian bookstore, like an online Christian bookstore, because they don't have a lot of that in Russia. And so they were in the middle of building this business, or like t-shirts with Christian sayings on them, and they were trying to build that up. So it was very easy for them to walk away at this point. I think they hope to go back to Russia, but I think my guess is she didn't want to be there to give birth in that country right now, not knowing what was going to happen. Yeah. So I did not watch them that day. I watched a little bit of Flosstube. I think I watched a couple of Tina's, because I'm way behind, and I watched one of Caroline's, Zook's. I need to watch some of Candy's. But anyway, I decided to just support a couple of Ukrainian designers, and I'm just going to pull up their picture on my phone because I didn't to print a PDF of the color version of their pattern would take up so much ink. Your dad would probably absolutely flip his wig. So the first one I ordered is it's actually a shop called Nonstop Stitch. It's a Ukrainian shop that is given permission to sell for a bunch of Ukrainian sellers. And the gal that designed this, her name is Nadizada Nagornaya, I think. Anyway, I've had this in my cart for a while. It's called Little Autumn Fairy, and I hope I can get it to. Oh, there I go. I did it.
Looked at her shop before, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've linked to her shop before.
I think so too. And then the other one was Ekaterina, Stitchy Princess Black. I bought her Ukrainian specific new sunflower girl. I have her other sunflower pattern. But she designed this one after the war broke out with the blue. So I bought that one to have it. She's big. She actually is a quite large pattern, stitch count wise. I was surprised. So that's really all my haul. I didn't go to the stitching store. I did go to Oh, I do have something else.
What
I
else?
have to show you this. So you know how Sarah always has people giving her all those amazing cross stitch things from all these people that she knows? Look at this. Look at this.
Who gave you that?
Okay, well, first of all, let me show you what the biggest bulk in here is, because this goes along with our talking about stitching on tea towels and stuff. It is one of those Afghans.
Oh, fun.
It is an Afghan by Charles Craft. And there's a little bit of pattern in it. You can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was meant to be an alphabet because there's letters on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally $36.99, and I got it from my friend Sue. So when Sarah talks about learning how to stitch when she was in high school and junior high, there were several of us from our church that all cross stitched, and the gal that taught Sarah to knit originally actually was an avid cross stitcher. A gal, she was an older lady, she was a grandma. And so we would get together, all my friends, we would get together once a week at this one gal's house and just stitch at the table, right? And this friend of mine, Sue, is the friend that I'm retiring with, hopefully in Idaho or very eastern Washington. And she's in the middle of packing up her house because their house is going on the market early next spring, and she's purging. And so they were up in their attic, and her and her daughters found all this.
Is this all Mary's? The Grandma Mary's?
No, this is Sue's stuff.
Sue's stuff, not Grandma Mary's.
No, it's all these bags of.
Oh. Are they all DMCs? Sue's DMCs?
There's more.
Crazy. Wow, that's a lot of DMCs.
I know. I don't know.
Oh.
There's even another couple bags in there.
Wow, crazy.
I see some beads too.
Oh.
What's that? I haven't actually.
Very colored Mill Hill.
No, they look purpley, but I don't know what those. I can't feel them now. What is that? I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. I brought it home Thursday night, and then I didn't have time to really look at it. But so I finally have. I think these are actually in by 700s.
Mm-hmm.
She did them that way.
Yeah.
This is not numbered. I don't know why there's those 4 in there by themselves.
They might be from a project that never got put back in.
But it's a lot.
That's fun. That's really
That
fun.
was kind of fun. If you hadn't just gotten all that stuff from your friend with the bobbinators,
Oh.
I would have given this to you for the girls, but I think I'll hang on to it.
Oh, I've got plenty.
I wonder if it'll complete some of my missing
Yeah.
DMC. And actually, maybe what I'll do is keep that all like it is and pull from that for that Thea sampler next year. Maybe I'll just open those up and just choose my colors from there rather than, I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's all my haul. All my haul.
I don't have any haul this week. No. Birthday. I was just focused on getting that birthday stuff done.
Yeah.
My plans are just to keep spinning and working on my magazine monthly, and I want to keep working on my Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. I'm just really enjoying that one.
Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to spin. I do need to work on I need to figure out how many hours I did on those magazine monthly pieces last week, and then figure out how much more I have to go on them. Mm-hmm. And I have to start my 2 Whipco pieces. Mm-hmm. And Hoity Toity is my long dog, which is one of the featured designers from.
That works out perfectly.
Yeah, so I do like, once I pull that out, I like working on it, but it's itty bitty. It's 1/1 on 28 count, I think. 22 count.
I mean, I feel
25.
like my feet is 25 and it is little. I have to.
Yeah, it might be 25 count. I can't remember, but it's tiny. And so I have to really get in the zone. But once I get in the zone,
Mhm.
and I was thinking I was going to do the border on hoity-toity like this and this on one page and then do down below. And I finally gave myself permission to start working down below and take a break from the border, because the border is very tedious. There's a lot of color changes in that little tiny border.
Mm.
So that's got to, I have to pull that out. It hasn't been pulled out of my basket. So that's what I'm going to work on. Just kind of this more of the same.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, we'll see. I might start something new and surprise everybody.
Surprise. Yeah, it's been a while since you really started anything new. We had a question in the comments about whether we use hoops. So I kind of briefly answered and then said we would talk about it more. So I often stitch in hand, which means not with a hoop or a frame or anything. I very often do, but you always use a hoop.
Always use a hoop, and I love these from Hobby Lobby. They're
Do you
spring loaded.
just
They're,
keep them on, like you just have a hoop per project basically, or do you take
I
your
move it around. I take it off when I take the project
out?
out.
Oh,
I use these all the time, and yes, I take them off when I'm done stitching in the evening. Sometimes on a big project, if I'm going to work on it the next day, I'll just stick it in the bag. I have about 4 of these, so they kind of float around. I cannot stitch in hand. I tried to stitch in hand without a hoop like Sarah does, and it was super frustrating to me. I couldn't do fabric management with my hands. I didn't feel like I had good tension. My needle was coming up in all the wrong spots. I don't know how people do it. I just don't. But I've always stitched with the hoop, and maybe that's partly why.
I
I
used
like
to always stitch with a hoop.
Yeah, I like my fabric tight.
Yeah.
I don't like it all floppy around.
Well, when I started stitching with the sewing method, which means I put it down and through most often, and then so rather than going the stabbing method where you go down and take it and down and then up and then up, I just, if I can, sometimes I do the more sewing method, or do the more stabbing method, but when I do the sewing method, I can stitch probably almost twice as fast. And so I like to do that, and you can't really do that in a hoop. But as you saw earlier, I really do enjoy using this frame. I'm not sure what made me, well, Rosie, my daughter, gave me this frame, I think for Mother's Day last year. And I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to give it a try. And I do enjoy it. And it looks kind of pretty sitting on my piano like this, like, and this one's not too heavy. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it was probably not very expensive either. And I can just hold it in my left hand. Like I'll hold it different ways, just depending on how I'm stitching. So sometimes I hold it and I do up and back and forth. And sometimes I kind of rest it on my hand and I do up with my right, down with my up, both hands. Sometimes it just depends on, and I just go back and forth. I use a hoop on my Hawk Run Hollow with the little tiny holes, the one that I'm doing, the Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I didn't show that today because the fabric, I'm doing 1/1, and it was easier to have the tension really tight. And I use a Q-snap frame thing for my Snow Queen. So I've kind of tried to play with different things, and I like the Q-snap actually a lot. And yeah, I like stitching. I like all the ways. But when I don't use a hoop, I don't have to deal with like finding the hoop and reorganize. Like, so.
Well, and see, this sits on my couch, on the edge of my couch with my projects for the week. And so I just stick them in here. I don't have a bunch of children that are rummaging around through my stuff, so it's easier. I'm thinking back to when I started stitching in the 80s. I don't know anybody in the 80s that stitched in hand or did the sewing method. I mean, everybody I knew used a hoop.
Yeah.
And I just grew to like that. I'm a tight knitter, and I like tight fabric. So I like the holes to really show. So yeah, that's what we do. I think it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Jan Hicks is she did videos on how to do the sewing method, and I watched it and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work for me. I forgot to show one other whip.
Oh, show. And I'm trying to look up who it was that asked about that.
I knit a little bit. This is my cowl, my Land of Sweets cowl that I started with my Advent yarn at Christmas time. So I'm on day, I'm on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. I'm on day 13, which is starting the golds. And this is definitely a lacy. It doesn't show very well, but it's a lacy pattern. You can see it when I pull it down.
Yeah. And when you block it, it'll come out really pretty.
Yeah, it's bunched up on my needles right now, but I'm going out of the greens, going into the golds, and then it'll be oranges. So yeah, I really like this. This is my third one to knit. I wouldn't like it if I didn't have stitch markers that give me every 10 to 20 stitches, because that way I can make sure on each section I'm not, because it's lace. So you're adding stitches and taking away stitches, and I don't want to come up, 2 rows later and realize I dropped a stitch somewhere. So every time I get to a stitch marker, I count to make sure I still have multiples of 10 between them. So that's helped me a lot. Oh,
my babies. That was Liddy's birthday in 2019.
Oh, they were so little. So anyway,
I popped up on my phone when I was looking up. The person who asked that question about our hoops was Stephanie. So Stephanie, hopefully that answered your question. You can let us know if you want more information. I don't know if we have any really great insights.
I think we've kind of covered you've covered all the other ways of doing it besides the hoop.
I do. I would love to have like a Lowry stand that I can hands-free stitch. I would like that, I think, but I don't have one of those yet. Someday.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I've never really thought about it. I don't think I would, because I've got to have that magnifier light right there, and I think it would just be so much stuff.
Oh, see, I think it'd be nice to have the magnifier, and like I could have my hands free. I don't know. I think I would like
maybe that. I would like it if I was crafting in a craft room where I could just leave it set up, but I wouldn't want that in my living room. It would be too much stuff in my living room.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably me too, but maybe not.
Maybe not. I just don't think I have the setup for it, at least in this house.
Yeah.
But we did have a giveaway last week.
We did have a giveaway last week.
Which was the Berries and Blooms.
Yep. And so the winner for Berries and Blooms is Sharon Mahone. And congratulations, Sharon. Sharon, I know that I'm supposed to send you Things of Winter from Alicia Paulson, and I don't know if it got lost in the mail, if I sent it and you got it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I am behind. So those of you who are still waiting for giveaways from us, it's me. And when we get paid this week, I'm going to the post office. I have them all marked out who is supposed to get them. The only person whose I couldn't find was the Things of Winter. So Sharon, I'm going to get in touch with you and find out if it would be okay to send you Things of Spring instead. Because I don't think I'm giving that one away yet. No, that one I didn't. I finished that one and I never did give that away. So I'll check in with you and see if that's okay. And if not, we'll work out. I'll send you a PDF or money to buy that. I'm sorry if that got lost in the mail, or
I know, because that would have been a long time ago.
Yeah, I think, and it should have been with all my other ones. Like I have them all in a basket. So the fact that I can't find that one is confusing to me. So I'll get in touch with you, Sharon, but congratulations on your other win, and we'll get those out to you. And if you're waiting on a giveaway, it's me, and I'm sorry.
Well, I know Aunt Nancy specifically mentioned, so Aunt Nancy,
I got in touch with Nancy. Okay. Yeah, I commented on hers, and I know I have one for Brenda. Let me see. Here, they're right here. I have one for Julie, one for Brenda, one for Sheila, one for Aunt Nancy, and one for Teresa. And I think that's all of them except for the one for Sharon. Sharon, if you're watching, I don't even know if you're watching, but if you're watching, you probably are. It seems like you comment most weeks. This is the Things of Spring, and maybe you already have it. So let me know if you want this one instead, or if you really want Things of Autumn, I'll just get it to you.
Things of Winter, I thought.
No, Things of Winter is going to Teresa.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I'm getting Things of Autumn, and that's the one I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what.
I am still reading Maisie Dobbs.
Still reading Maisie Dobbs. I don't know why I say every week that I'm not really reading anything, because I've been reading this, but it's like my bathroom book, so I don't always remember that I'm like, it's not like my nighttime bed read. Bathroom book. It's in the basket by the toilet. You remember when I was reading that other one in this series, The Whispering Skull? Well, this one is the third book in that series, and it is they're fun. It's a good bathroom book because it's just like really easy to kind of come in and out. It's almost like watching a movie. It's very sort of cinematic in the way that the story is told. So I'm reading The Hollow Boy by Jonathan Stroud. He wrote a series called The Bartimaeus trilogy, which is about a genie, a jinn,
Mhm.
that we read a long time ago. I didn't read the whole series. So I've been reading that. I don't know why I always say that. I talked about how this is the one I've been reading for school and for fun.
Oh my gosh, I made the boys read that book. That's why that sounded so familiar to me.
It's so great. It's really interesting. And it's so
Yeah.
fascinating to me. First of all, it does a really nice job weaving historical events with like authors and like Virgil. It talks about Virgil and how his book and all these things that like I kind of know somehow, but don't really know. So that's been actually really enjoyable. And it also talks about like different parts of the world. So I feel like I'm getting a lot out of that. And then I picked this up at the library. Since I feel like I'm kind of in between books, I decided to go ahead and get this. This is the guy who wrote All the Light We Cannot See, which I read years ago.
Yes, that was
the second book. This is his third book. I went ahead and got this. It was sitting on the library shelf. Is
it about the war?
No, this is totally different. It has 3 different timelines. One is in Constantinople in the 15th century.
Oh.
The other one is, or maybe 2 different. Okay, it's set in Constantinople in the 15th century in a small town in present-day Idaho and on an interstellar ship decades from now.
Oh gosh.
Timelines, and they're all very different. It says Anthony Doerr's gorgeous third novel is a triumph of imagination and compassion, a soaring story about children on the cusp of adulthood in worlds in peril who find resilience, hope, and a book. It's really interesting. I've only read a little bit, but I'm already kind of hooked. It's interesting. And I did like his other book. I had some mixed feelings because it was super heavy because it's about the war and it didn't.
All the Light You Cannot See.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Did you read
I
that?
have to say that was probably one of the best books I've read though.
It was
about
really
World War II. It was very interesting.
I went with this one.
What's his second one?
The second book he wrote, I don't know, what's it called? Let's see.
I don't think I read anything else by him.
He wrote a story collection called Memory Wall and a story collection called The Shell Collector, a novel called About Grace. So that might be his second one.
Maybe, yeah.
And then he wrote a memoir called 4 Seasons in Rome. So this is it. I feel like I read somewhere a third novel. So I knew it was his third. Maybe I read that online or something.
Okay.
I saw that this is his third novel. But I'm kind of excited to read something really different than what I've been reading.
Sounds very different. Sounds kind of interesting though.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I don't know where I read that it's the third book that he wrote. But anyway, so that's, I decided to push through into something different territory.
If you haven't read his other one though, All the Light We Cannot See, it's a beautiful book.
It's heavy, but it is really beautiful.
And I've read a lot of his World War II books, memoirs and historical fiction. And I mean, all of them, are hard topics to read and tug at my heartstrings, but I remember crying at reading his book.
I feel like there were pieces of that book that were kind of just devastating. But not like in a gory, not like that.
In a realistic way. It was realistic.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But also really beautiful.
And there was moments of hope. I mean, there was hope in that book too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. I just remember only a little bit of it. And I remember being like on the couch finishing it and just crying and crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was worth the read, I have to say. We forgot that we were going to give away this magazine.
Oh, we do have more giveaway to talk about. I was thinking we didn't have one this week and I just went on.
Such a hot mess.
I was just thinking about how embarrassed I am that I don't have all my giveaways out.
Okay. This is in my house, so this will be fine. I offered, in case you're wondering, to take Sarah's giveaways home with me.
If I had them packaged.
I told her she had to have them in envelopes.
I didn't have envelopes ready to go, so.
I should have just taken them. I've got a whole bunch.
I'll do it this week. I will.
If you're interested, I will probably not stitch anything in here because there's some really beautiful things in here. I just have so many things to stitch.
Yeah.
Like these Easter eggs, these are gorgeous.
Oh, those are cute. Those would be cute hanging off of an Easter basket. Now I kind of want those. I should go buy that magazine.
Uh-oh, if I need to take it, we need to edit this out.
No,
Do you
no,
want it?
no, we are giving that away.
Okay. So
This
if
is
you would
really
like this magazine, use the word magazine or make it easy.
Make it
This is
really
kinda
easy.
cute.
Love to remember anything.
This hyacinth and tulips Hello Spring is cute too.
Oh, that is kind of cute.
Bright, cheery. So anyway, if you would like this, I am more than willing to pass it on because I just have too many things to stitch.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
so
company there? Oh,
ongoing couch drama and computer
something
drama.
else I was gonna say, but I can't remember.
Well, next Sunday's Easter.
Yeah, we have Holy Week coming up, so we'll go to service. Our church is having several services. We're just gonna go to Maundy Thursday, and we're
Mhm.
having like a potluck soup dinner together after, which will be fun. And then Friday we'll be headed over to
Are you
you.
coming over Friday?
I don't know. I guess I better check that. Didn't I tell you that? What did I say we were doing?
I don't remember what you told me.
I think we were gonna come over Friday and
Okay.
then come back Saturday night.
Okay.
I'll double check that and let you know for sure.
Maybe we can Flosstube like Friday night or Friday afternoon sometime, because Sunday we won't Flosstube. It'll be busy with Easter.
Well, we're gonna come home Saturday night. Oh, Sunday. Yeah. I thought you
Yeah.
meant we're gonna come home and I think we'll do our sunrise fire that the girls always want to do. Yeah,
Okay.
go to church. I know you're bummed that we're not staying.
I'm really bummed because I would have had all 5
I know.
granddaughters together.
I know.
Not going to happen again for a long time. But anyway, so we will definitely try to get an episode in next week. But if we don't, for some reason, I hope everybody has, if you celebrate Easter, have a blessed Easter Sunday.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't really have anything else to really, I'm just going to have company all week, but I have to work. So
Mhm.
I think Cassidy and Junie will be out and about with some different friends and stuff. And Junie's dad has to leave for business tomorrow. So it'll be
Mhm.
a little bit out of the ordinary, but not too crazy.
We might be snowed in. Who knows?
I know.
It's
Sun's actually no, it's not peeking out. It just got a little brighter is all. It's still cloudy. Just not as thick as clouds as they were this morning.
yeah.
It's crazy. And other people are getting crazy snow too. Like
Yeah.
people are like, what?
So dumb.
What's going on?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you for watching.
Yeah.
I love and enjoy. I read all your comments and try to respond or at least love them to show you that.
I started responding to some today, so I'm hoping to get through all of them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we hope you have a great week and hopefully we'll be back next week. And if not, it'll be the next week.
Next week with lots and lots of progress.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. All right.
No promises. Take care. Be kind.
Happy stitching.
Okay, so today I want to talk about some projects I've been working on the past week. I have this really lovely piece that embodies spring and Easter all in one. It's got some Easter eggs, but it also has some budding flowers. I don't have to show you, it's in the other room.
Well, the whole goal is to show it. So you should probably go get
I
it.
might have.
How do you guys make
Mom, bring me something springy. Bring me some kind of springy cross stitch project.
fish around in our basket next to you?
Quick, I need to show it.
Fish around in the
Oh,
basket.
she has a whole basket right here. You don't have any springy?
Well, I have this.
How do you have a spring? It's spring and you're doing a floss tube.
Well, I mean, I do, but they're not done.
Oh, well,
Here.
I just want to show some progress on something I've
There's
been
a
working
summer
on.
that I showed last week,
Oh,
but you can read
but you already finished it, right?
Judy's waving.
Oh,
She's like
I'm
conditioned. Oh, that
There you
face
go.
is on the
Goes that
screen.
way.
Better wave.
The flowers
there
go.
it is.
Oh, wow. Well
Here's the
done.
project. Oh, that ring light's like reflecting on. How do you stop that?
You gotta tip it down.
Put it
Yeah.
down. I like that. Oh, cool. I clearly am not a content creator, although now I'm reflecting stare back. So I'll dip it out even more.
You gotta
There we go.
practice. You gotta
I
practice.
do. I do. I don't want to do the content I want to create. It's not gonna be video. It's gonna be just audio.
Audio.
You guys still
There
gonna
you
do your,
So
your
beautiful.
audio blog?
Our podcast?
Podcast?
Yeah, I want to, but it's kind of the friends have fallen to the wayside
Yeah.
on that project.
You gonna do your own?
No, I want to get them back into
You
it.
gonna do a conspiracy theory one?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I can totally see you.
But this is way cuter. This is what everybody wants. This is the content people come here for.
Yeah.
The kids, not the actual
You
projects.
come for the little chippies.
Yeah,
I'm putting this on
Oh,
the
there's
end
a
of the
dog, too.
video. That way everybody will be
Okay.
happy.
that's fine.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you.
Actually recording.
I know she is.
Oh, you can tell. Oh, yeah, it says up there.
Hi.
What do you guys
Hi.
use? Zoom?
Zoom.
Okay.
Hi. Are you chomping on the keys?
Hello.
And she converts it somehow. I
Say
don't
hi,
know. She
everybody.
does her magic.
I'm
These are
internet,
my keys.
I'm internet famous now.
Yeah.
This is Flosstube. I'm Junie.
I'm Junie. I watch my auntie and my Mimi all the time.
She does actually watch the last two. You also put it on.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks for the spot.
Whoa.
Glad
Enjoy the
to
rest of
see
the time,
you.
everybody.
Love you. Love you, baby girl.
Is he gonna be in the background?
Of
That
course.
girl Shut that door and make crying. Yeah.
Come on in, dog.
I won't want to be in there with you. Okay, here we go. Okay. I think I got my act together.
He sits down and he goes, okay, quick. Let's do this. I got to show what I was working on this week. Something really springy.
What?
I have it in the other
Huh?
room. He said, quick, let's sit down. Let's do this. Flosstube. I worked on something this week. It's really cute and springy, but it's in the other room. I was like, well, you should
Mom,
probably
bring me something springy.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.